Hello, Rachel from Past Building Consultants here. Today we're going to take a look at some of the resources that are available to you if you are looking at finding out more information on Specialist Disability Accommodation, or SDA, and where you can go to find out a bit more information. Top of the list is, of course, the NDIS platform. So if you just put in your search engine for NDIS, it will probably come up with the first search return item as the NDIS platform. Now, if you're a participant or a registered provider, you will have an additional level of deep diving that you can go into in order to actually access the portal and make payments and take payments and that kind of thing. But if you're just looking for general information, you should be able to find an awful lot of what you're looking for just having a look at the information that's provided there. For example, the current SDA price guides, or information about how to become an SDA provider, or any other kind of provider as well, not just with SDA. So there is a huge amount of information on there which is downloadable, it's all free of charge and all available in one place. Second on the list is the ACAA. Now, the ACAA is the Association of Consultants in Access Australia, and it is our professional body for access consultants here in Australia. Now, the ACAA also has details on how to become a member of the ACAA. It also has a list of accredited members and the different levels of membership. So the ACAA can have information as well, which might be useful if you're looking for an actual access consultant. Third on the list is the Access Institute. Now, the Access Institute are really the leading authority in training in Australia for access consultants, livable housing assessors, and also specialist disability accommodation assessors as well. They do a plethora of courses, short courses and longer courses for people who are looking at becoming access consultants or SDA assessors or LHA assessors, and also other bits and pieces as well. And the Access Institute are also the custodians of updates to the SDA standards that came out in 2019, October 2019. But because it was a new document, obviously things kind of tend to sort of come out of the woodwork once people start using them. So the Access Institute are very involved in putting out the updates on interpretation of the SDA standards. So the Access Institute is a really good source for information as well. Next on the list is the Summer Foundation. The Summer Foundation are a wonderful organisation, and they were principally set up, I think it was in about 2006, to try and they recognised that so many young people were in facilities which really weren't suitable for their lifestyle. So you had young people who were having to live in either residential care homes for old people or hospitals, and because there was nowhere else for them to safely live. So you can imagine that if you're a young disabled person wanting to live more independently, but there is nowhere in the community for you to actually live like that, then your only options are to live in a residential care home. And that is something that the Summer Foundation found was wholly unacceptable, and they have done some amazing sterling work in that area for, I think, as I say, 2006. The Summer Foundation regularly put out information in terms of not just SDA, but other sort of access issues as well. They hold seminars, they have conferences, and they distribute their information pretty extensively. So, for example, I'll be sharing on my page an SDA guideline for investors, for example, which was produced by the Summer Foundation. Really good stuff. So, Summer Foundation, again, is a really awesome start for some resources for you. Next on the list is DSC. Now, DSC also, they kind of tout themselves as the gurus of the NDIS, and when you look at the lineup of stars in their staff list, you'll see exactly why they claim that, because there are some incredibly experienced and knowledgeable people who are part of DSC. One of my first conferences was actually a DSC conference about SDA, and yeah, they were incredible. And the resources that they have, again, they're either paid resources, but they also have an awful lot of free resources, and they're very good at keeping people up to date with what's happening, and they share other organisations' resources too. So it's not just SDA with DSC, they kind of cover all aspects of the NDIS. For example, SIL is another thing that they cover in depth. So definitely the DSC and subscribing to their newsletter at the very least is definitely something worthwhile doing. And then finally, Facebook or Google. So there are lots of Facebook groups now, whether you are a participant with a disability who's kind of looking for information, or people who are going through the same process as you. If you're looking to become your own SDA provider, for example, there is a Facebook group there. If you are an access consultant and you're looking at some peers that you can kind of bounce ideas off. So Facebook is a really, really good platform for finding out more information about different aspects of specialist disability accommodation, depending on what you require. And Google, obviously. You can Google everything these days, and you can also find a heap of resources there too. So I hope that covers just some of the general areas where I certainly look for information. And again, there are so many out there. I really have only scratched the surface, but those are some of my favourite go-tos personally, regardless of where you're coming from in that SDA space, whether it be a builder, a developer, an access consultant, a participant, an investor, or whoever. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you've got any more questions on resources and SDA, then please do contact me, and if I can't help you, I will find someone who can. Thanks for your time, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.